13 days. The best 13 days.
I'm Desmond. This is my wife, McKenzie. We have our little girl, Eloise, in heaven, and we have our 1-year-old son, Luca. And this is Eloise's story.
It was our first baby, so all the nerves set in. There was lots of happiness. I don't think we were prepared for what was to come, but I would just say I was shocked. I was happy. I was overwhelmed with just the natural emotions of finding out. So I went in just to confirm the pregnancy, and I was about 9 weeks. And then we went in for my early gender NIP test, and that's whenever we got the diagnosis, shortly after those results came back. Trisomy 18, Edwards syndrome. So our appointment after finding out what the test results had came back for, we went together, and she then explained that it was something that babies don't tend to live very long. Some mamas don't make it full trimester. Some babies are stillborn. Some have different defects. All babies have different ones. So it's kind of just what was going to be our battles. She was very negative in that aspect of there was no help, there was no hope. She asked us if we would like to terminate, and it was very hard hearing that, as we didn't see it as an option at all.
Like McKenzie had said, whenever they had told us that if we want to terminate or basically kind of shoving that off to the side like it wasn't a big deal, it really bothered me. Regardless of what a child is born with or what they're diagnosed with, I think every child is a fighter.
We did switch OBs. She was amazing. She actually listened to my needs and my wants. She pushed me to have my full birth plan. She was very, very understanding with me. So we had her on May 5th. My actual due date was May 25th of 2023.
You're not supposed to look over the curtain, but I did. and you just see like a little foot kick out. Mm-hmm. And we actually had a photographer there, and that's probably like one of my favorite pictures of her, mm-hmm. is just her foot sticking out.
She always had her foot up,
and
in
she
her
was always,
ultrasounds.
yeah, she was always kicking. As soon as I saw that, I just felt like weight just lifted off, and I was like, she's here. She couldn't swallow, so there was no way to feed her right off the bat. We had one of the surgeons from the children's hospital come over, and I remember him saying he hadn't done very many of these surgeries, but they had said he was the best one, most qualified to do it out of all the surgeons in the hospital. We could see the benefits of it slowly afterwards. She was able to start feeding, and that gave her, more time, obviously. We were given the option to try to get her off of her
ventilator.
Yeah, she was on a ventilator most of the time. And the signs were there that she was doing good. And so they had asked if, we wanted to try it. And yeah, it was Mother's Day, and we tried, and she did not like that. And so we hurried up and we got the ventilator back on, and so we had a few more days. And then on May 18th, we tried it again.
I think at that point we were still a little bit hopeful. We also knew, it was a conversation we needed to have if we were this time around going to not do anything and just let her take her course of whatever she decides, or to re-intubate. And I think that process was really hard to watch. And I knew I didn't want to go through that. Selfishly, I wanted her to stay, but I couldn't do it.
When she did pass, I was sad, but I had some sense of comfort that she was taken care of.
I think we do a pretty good job of talking about our story and talking to keep the love and the experience alive of what we went through, and treat her just like as any other baby. Very nerve-wracking having a second, especially going through all of that. I personally, it brought a lot of sadness and guilt. It took me a really long time to be happy, just because I was scared. I was really, really scared that something similar could happen again. Guilt came from, I don't ever want to feel like I'm replacing her. Even though I know deep down I wasn't, no one could ever replace her.
I was happy without replacing what we're feeling, like still being able to feel what we feel for her, but also at the same time be able to feel what we feel for this new baby with Luca. And you just kind of feel everything. I did feel guilt as well because I was still grieving. There's not a day that goes by that I don't cry still, 2 years later. But I think you're supposed to feel those feelings. It's when you try to numb them when it gets bad. God didn't have to give us another baby. That's how I look at it. It could have just been Eloise, and that's the end of our story, but He chose to give us another chapter and just to continue writing that book.